Do you know what I mean? Like for me, Henny, I see MGTOW as something a lot bigger than just men going their own way.
Yep.
I think as time goes by, we'll also be able to define ourselves and work on our own self-identity as individuals and as a collective. And I've also noticed that it's continuously evolving, I suppose.
Okay. So
benefits of MGTOW are resilience. That'd probably be all the way up there. You see manipulation coming at you from a mile away. You can smell it. That's how raw it really is. When you are a true red-pilled MGTOW, it gives you a type of power. It gives you a type of empowerment, and it protects you. You see people for who they are. Females that just want to use or abuse you, you avoid them. For me, I do what's known as ghosting, and I don't. If a female that's walking, for example, on a footpath, she's approaching me and I'm approaching her, I will not give her the time of day. I will not look at her. I will not look at her eyes. I will not look at her body. I will not look at her face. I will actually look somewhere else. I'll look across the road. I'll not let her steal my energy.
does that make her more inferior?
I don't look at it like that. I mean, if whatever she wants to think in her mind, for me, she's just another person. She's nothing special. She could be an old lady, she can be an old man. I'm not disrespecting her by not looking at her. I'm just not looking at her.
But there's an argument that says that if you don't look at her, she feels bad about herself. So why did this gentleman not look at me? Am I not pretty?
It's not my problem that I'm not the one that's sitting in front of a mirror putting all this makeup on. You've got to look at the purpose of why is this person putting this makeup on in the first place. If I was living in a world where females didn't put makeup and wear these high heels and fix up their hair the way they do, and with all these duck poses and fish lip poses and what have you, if they were real and genuine, mate, you know, I would look at them, I admire them, but I've seen too much, been there. I don't think that I need to look at people just because they want me to look at them. So that's the way I see it. My energy is for me. If they want to consume energy on their own selves, this is a very important point. If they want to spend time and energy and waste it on themselves while they're putting that makeup on and fixing themselves up hours on end, well, why should I pass my energy to them? The energy that they've wasted, they're trying to compensate it by taking it out of me, giving it to them. There's no way I'm giving my energy to them. My energy is for me. I'll put it in better places.
Do you believe all women are like that?
I don't think it's worth the risk of the chase having so much consequences. It could be so devastating. You don't even know who you're getting with. It's actually safer just to look at it as all women are like that and avoid any risk, because if you fall, you fall, and it's very difficult to get back up.
Yeah. But if you want to go by that argument that, or let's say we'll go by the argument of all women are like that, how do you respond to these women that are going to jump out and say, you're generalizing here?
I really don't care what they think anymore. They've never cared about how men think or feel.
Since when? Since what?
Well, ever since I've opened up my eyes, I've realised that that's how it's always been.
But when do you think it actually did start? You know?
Maybe it was always like that. Men just... maybe it was always just like that, and women just hid that. And it's just been the last few decades where they have begun to disclose what they are really like, what their nature is really like. Because with feminism, what's happened is it's given them that so-called empowerment, that cocky confidence, where they can just do what they want, be promiscuous, hypergamous, with the backing of government, without a care in the world of any negative effects that could result in doing what they're doing to a man.
Yep. Okay. Do you think that most women, because you touched on the issue of promiscuous, do you think that most women are sexually promiscuous?
I think they are in the right environment for them, from their point of view, in the right environment.
How come they don't sort of show it or reveal it? It's always been
because
in the media.
It's a lot more than hypergamy, and it's a lot more than promiscuous behaviour. It's
perhaps like they want to be like a grandiosity.
I mean,
like,
no, I don't think that's more about narcissism, but it's also about manipulation. Manipulation is key. Yeah, I mean, if a female is going to show her true colours, then men aren't going to run to her. You know what I mean? They're just going to probably want to avoid her, if anything. So she has to pose as either a damsel in distress, or pose as this innocent little flower, even after she's probably been through a train or whatever. Do you know what I mean? They can do whatever they want, it's their prerogative. But at the end of the day, we as men can do what we like as well. We have the right to do what we like, and we have the right, this probably sounds a bit hard, don't care, but we also have the right for our own self-determination.
Now, do you think there is no male manipulators out there?
Of course there is.
Okay, doesn't that how can I say, like, contradict what you're saying?
No, not really. You see, there's feminism, there's government, and there's men. There's no government. There is a government, but there's no one helping men. Men don't even have refuge. I mean, now I'm moving into MRA talk, but it needs to be, for me to answer your question, you need to bring up all of this information to actually answer that question. I could just bluntly say, it doesn't contradict, what I'm saying doesn't contradict what you've just asked me. Reason being is, if a man was to manipulate a female, there's no benefit for him. If, for example, he had married a female, had 3 kids by her, and wanted to divorce her, he can't royally screw her over. But if you flip the sides, flip the table, flip the coin, if the female had 3 kids by the man, and she wanted to take him to court, she'll screw the living daylights out of him. So a female manipulator is empowered, whilst a male manipulator is not empowered. I've been to restaurants, local restaurants, and you'll have females that are in outfits that are supposed to be religious, and the most promiscuous behaviour comes out of them. The way they flirt with you, the way they walk, the way they talk, even these subtle movements, gestures.
Are you talking about that where the
Yeah, I mean, I've had one where I ordered a drink. I was with my brother-in-law. She got me some coffee from a distance, eyeing me out, came up. My hands were on the table as I was talking to my brother-in-law when he was across the table from me, and when she put the coffee on my table, she actually rubbed her fingers on my palm. You know what I mean? And
can you say that's a type of promiscuous behaviour? Even though
it is.
It's not promiscuous to the.
It's promiscuous. Yeah. For me, that's promiscuous. That's promiscuous and a half. promiscuous and a half. I mean, I don't want to bag out any community, and I'm not trying to bag out a community. This is supposed to be just about female behaviour. And, I mean, you can, if you've got other questions like that, I'm happy to answer them for you. It doesn't really bother me.
I have one question. I think we touched on the issue of makeup and things like that, that women wear it because they have no confidence in themselves. And the actual word makeup, it comes from the idea that, well, from what I've been told, that because they view themselves as not that looking good, so they use this.
They're lacking confidence.
Yeah. So basically, the makeup is they're trying to make up for their ugliness, if you like, and that's where. Is that true? Is that where that word comes from? Makeup.
That's the first time I hear it, but you know what? I like that one. I honestly do. That's a fucking good one.
Yeah.
Because I believe it's true.
Yep.
It's fucking dead true.
So how do you explain the idea of, like, you said that they wear makeup so they can look good. Now, I can understand that.
What else does a female offer to a bloke?
I mean, I can understand that she's wearing makeup so when a man looks at her, you know, she looks pretty. But why would a woman get a pedicure on her toenails? I mean, men aren't going to look at her toes. You know, can you explain the idea of pedicures and manicures becoming so, you know, popular in this day and age?
I think men do look at, especially blue-pilled men, they look at not only fingernails.
Yes.
So we before this we discussed how men don't even need a woman in their life, especially now more than ever. Microwaves, ovens, dishwashers, washing clothes washing machines, dryers, all the appliances. Men know how to cook and what have you. There's restaurants, you can go out, hot food, takeaway, whatever. What else is a woman going to offer? Women don't offer anything anymore. So the only thing that they actually do offer, that they know, is appeal, sex appeal. So for them to get the man in the bed, the man needs to pass the first thing first, which is the looks. He needs to pass that. She needs to be okayed by the man. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that say that the woman, they have to accept the man first. Oh, all right, no worries. So the woman has to accept the man first, but really the decision lies in the man in accepting in the first place.
Why do agencies like the police force, the army, even like this day and age more than ever, they encourage women to apply?
I think our technology has far exceeded that of the technology of the countries that we invade. It's become so safe for a person in the military to go out there and execute whatever order that is given to them. So there's no threat deemed to these officers that apply for these particular positions. Therefore, if a female was to join the army, there's no danger posed to her. But I'll promise you, as soon as there is real danger involved, these women will be running. Yeah, yeah, they will. They'll be running, and mate, it'll be like Wile E. Coyote. See you later. You know what? Where the good men are. You know what? Please, sir. They'll be pushing the men forward. Please fight for us. We love you. And these men, these white knights and manjonas, will be running to their deaths.
So are you saying, like, for an example, a scenario where police are called to a apartment to execute a search warrant on a house, and you got a male officer and a female officer together. Are you saying that if the occupant of that house, you know, draws a firearm and starts shooting at the officers, are you saying that the female officer can't protect the male?
Well, I'm not saying that she can't, but I want to refresh your memory about something. Do you remember when we went fishing?
Yep.
Remember that day? Come on, do you remember?
Yeah.
Henny?
Yes.
Mr. X? Henny? Okay. That day, 2 male officers came, they wanted to search the car, blah, blah, blah. They realised we were just there to fish. Now, what did they tell us about the female officers? I mean, that answers your own question. That answers your own question. These officers said to us, I will let you finish it off if you want, if you recall what...
I think I recall something like they locked themselves in the police car.
One of them, that was one of the stories, exactly, where one of the females, as soon as she felt danger...
Imminent danger.
She locked herself in the...
Police vehicle.
In the car. There you go, it's the same thing, you know what I mean? They're not... Men and women are different creatures, mate.
What about, another question is, why do most departments, like the Department of Community Services, have mostly women working for them?
I believe that's they're just jobs that are created out of nothing. There's a lot of, I've experienced a lot of this bullshit firsthand. You'll get, it's exactly like getting 50 women to get, it's like getting 50 women to change one light bulb. You just need one person to change one light bulb. I mean, an investigation happened where particular accusations, false accusations were made against myself. A few departments got involved. One specific department had 12 people. The other department had about 12 people as well. I've got all the names, read them, they're all female. And an investigation that was totally botched, a pathetic investigation, was done by around 24 females, 2 different departments involved together. They didn't even know how to change a light bulb.
Yep.
So I think they're just jobs that are created out of nothing, out of thin air, just to transfer wealth from men to females. That's all it is.
Yeah.